What's up, guys? Welcome to Wasted Space, and we're back in Rimworld, and we have an incoming sapper raid. First thing to deal with, although we are also somewhat troubled by the fact that this vent is still not finished, so it's really damn cold inside, like minus 26. That is pretty ridiculous. Probably going to need to get another heater up in here as well, just for safe measure. To be honest, I can't afford for it to keep getting so cold that our crops fall apart. So, that's not going to connect up to the power there either, but that's where I want it. So we'll just have to might as well extend the conduit through the wall rather than anything else, but that should be far enough. And then what to do about incoming raid. Keep an eye on them. Don't want them to get too close. The turrets are up, and I think we should meet them kind of full force. So with everybody in position ready. Good, warming up inside still. Don't want to leave ourselves too little time to respond to these guys, so hello Cody, hello Svelgard, hello Ryan, hopefully your lives are short. Right, everyone's in a good position as well, because we don't want tip. And I'm thinking, let's get these guys out here, but I'm also thinking, we've got these restrictions, and I think it might be a cool idea to have I didn't mean to do that, to have, like, we've only got these at the moment, but I might want to go and add something for when we're under attack, to try and keep these guys from coming out and try and put out fires and things like that, which is what they tend to do if you leave them alone and also don't have them drafted. So I'm not going to do that this time because we need to have a think about how to do it, but I do think that might be an interesting idea. So pump shotgun, you are very short range. Let's get Stu up there. Again, Jack's very short range, so maybe there. We need, who is it that's got the survival rifle? Sean. I want you getting fire down early, but I want you defended by Jen with the sword, because you are going to be pretty close in the grand scheme of things. DJ there. Anyone missing? Archangel. Ready for an ambush around this corner, perhaps? Need someone to support Stu B, just in case he gets unwanted attention around this side. So that's nice. We've, as hoped for, the turret and Sean are both in action at once. Apologies. Stubby's going to be a nasty surprise for whoever comes around that corner first. Here we go, yep. Stu, you're supposed to hit him. Supposed to hit him. Everything's going alright so far. Okay, first grenade's coming out. Archangel could probably be being more useful. Rest of them are running away. Oh, it was an EMP. It was a stun grenade. Very interesting. Jen, do you want to go and... Not Jen. Not Sean. Just Jen. Go and attack Lynx. You get up there. See if we can't chase these guys. Nah, we're probably not going to get any shots on them at all. How does Svelgard look? Kind of intact-ish. And as a character, Fast Water, pessimist, not ideal, but Green Thumb, incapable of social as well. So the two combined are pretty negative, but very high on medicine. I mean, we kind of need all the colonists we can get, but how's Tip on medicine? Even better. Okay, so we don't actually need a doctor. What else could you be doing for us that could be useful? Melee? I mean, there's no real decent passions here. So this would purely be getting someone for the sake of getting someone. I mean, we could capture them and release. That might be an idea. Try and get our reputation early sorted out so we survive a bit better. Whereas Cody, the military commissar, cooking research, lots around this area. This is looking good, and health-wise, mostly intact. So too smart, psychically sensitive, careful shooter. Careful shooting could be kind of cool. Give him a sniper rifle. Global, you see, I don't like too smart. The extra break and then the psychic sensitivity. I mean, we're going to have to pick up one of these two guys, so it might as well be Cody. We're actually going to capture both on the basis that we want to try and release the other one. And let's go and do some stripping. I know I'm going to need to do it that way, but I am lazy. Ooh, another possibility. Shooting in melee, very good. Fast walker, lazy. Lazy doesn't matter if you're going to be shooting in melee. Incapable of intellect and firefighting. Okay, health-wise, intact. Definitely a capture there then. No, not melee attack. Capture. Okay, that went really nicely. Didn't even lose anything. They did no damage to anybody. Cannot complain there. And Stu is still actually having a go at people up here. Not that I don't think he's going to finish anyone. No. So let's capture Svegard. Svegard. I don't know. Let's capture that dude. Capture him and bring him home. And then this time we're going to watch and we're going to immediately do this side of things because they're going to badly need help. 70% a day, that's nasty. So, execution? No. Get medicine, doctor's care. Lynx was... which one? Lazy fast forward. Lynx was one we definitely wanted. So, let's do chat and recruit as well. Next. Cody, I think, is another one we were thinking about grabbing. Yeah, it was going to likely to break, but probably worth getting anyway. So chat and recruit again, and then this final one will be the one we're looking to release. So the only difference here is we just chat and give medicine. How are we doing for meds? Do we have any herbal meds at all? Let's have a look. Inventory, lovely EDB. Let me get at the inventory, please. Any herbal meds whatsoever? No. We have no medication. Do we have anyone we can call? Sean, you can go back to usual as well. Tip, where have you gone? No, there's no one we can call either. So the lack of temperature control has put us in a pretty weak position as far as medication is concerned, to the point where we're pretty good job we didn't take any damage, because we wouldn't have been able to treat people. That is a nice pre-warning that I have avoided by not messing up, basically. Okay, let's get a wooden door back in there. It'll help the heat distribution around here. Oh, no, we removed that intentionally last episode. Now I remember, because it's going to help spread the heat into these bedrooms, which are now 2 degrees, 1 degree. Everyone's got a bed over here as well. Great. And we don't want to rush the rest of it. They've got plenty of work to be doing around the sides, so I'm not going to put down any more build orders right now. Exotic goods trader, cool. Probably not going to be cheap meds, but it'll be some meds. Tip, can you... do we want Tip to do this? Let's have a look, because we're looking for social to give us the best prices, essentially. So we have some other options. DJ's not bad. Tip's definitely the best, but we might use DJ in this case simply because we don't really want to interrupt what Tip's doing. DJ is burying someone. What is Tip doing? Are you feeding or are you treating? You're treating Lynx. With no meds. Do we let them... No, we're going to have to try and treat immediately. It's just going to be 0% chance of good quality. Yeah, it's going to be poorly treated every single time because we're doing it without medicine. But the slower you are dealing with these wounds, the more they're bleeding, the bigger problems you're going to have. 66, 67. So yeah, they kind of all need treating. Let's get someone to that trade vendor. Almost doesn't matter who. Come on, just have half decent social. Gen 4. Using telescope. Let's go. Let's use DJ. He should be quick enough. Get your ass over there, DJ. He's so slow. We'll sort you out. The all-bionic man. Because you're not a prostophobe, are you? That's the benefit. Nope. And the sanguine's really nice. If we manage to break DJ, we have been abusing him pretty bad. Cool. So, rubbish to sell. I might as well sell these ones just because we've got decent amount of clothes on already. No one's got the frayed apparel at the moment. And then is our only option Glitter World Medicine, really? Ooh, God. And they've only got 2. And if we were going to get Glitter World, I would not want them to use it on the prisoners. Looks like they're all getting treated now. I can't. I don't want to pay 200 for Glitter World. I'm gonna pay 200 for Glitter World and then not let them use it. Actually, I think is the deal. Forbidden. Do not touch that meds. Although actually, we should let them move it to prioritize hauling the medicine, please. We should let them move it inside so it doesn't break. Oh, break. You know what I mean. Take damage from being outside. But we should definitely not let anyone use it until we've got a really definite... Oh no, don't run out of power overnight. That is bad news for all of our growth projects. Power issues overnight. That's bad. It's only just, and that's with the extra heater up. Are there any power breaks? The first thing to check. Just make sure we are actually definitely hooked up. We are. So we are going to have to do more solar somewhere. Now, that line's going to go along there. We could continue this idea of having the solar inside. You're not allowed to put it there? Why is that? Ah, because it's over a trade beacon. I see. And have it kind of along the... Imagine this being the growing area. We could have a little solar area, move the growing area down. This is going to be the line down there. Move the growing area down and have like a little solar line along here. Little solar farm area that's tucked right in the center of everything. I kind of think that might be a good idea, or that might be a good way of doing it. So, given it also fits, where's the line here? Oh, the line here is going to be much bigger, so we're going to have plenty of room in here. Yeah, we're going to have a little solar farm area inside the sort of central courtyard. And of course the solar farm area will be outside, whereas the growing area will be inside, but they'll be next to each other. And that should also mean that people go outside and don't get any cabin fever issues. Cody has got an infection in his liver. So either you get over that, or you probably die. So be it. We cannot help you at the moment, and I'm not giving you those meds. Yeah, they're all going to get infections, I'm sure of it. It means warm inside, at least. That's a start, but... And who's the last one? Link's infection in the leg now as well. Right, I needed to do some things with meals, and I wanted to change something with DJ as well. So Sean giving some good advice as usual. We only have simple meal on here, and it's about time we got fine meals going as well. Just because why the hell not? And let's also start stockpiling. We're going to get hopefully a few more people, so let's stockpile meals a bit further. And meat, vegetable, yep. This is all good. This is all good. Now, the only thing I also want to do is change the minimum cooking skill to something sensible. Let's start off with 6 for this. We want it to be, no, a bit higher maybe. 8. We want it to be higher than DJ, basically, so that DJ only does the butchering. Let's have a look. So, that's not a good way of looking. I actually suppose it is. DJ has 8, and let me guess, at the moment he's actually best. Yes, at the moment he is the best cook. Alright, so this technique does not work quite yet. I need people to get better at cooking before we worry about minimum cooking skill, but we will get around to that. That is set to ingredient radius. Now that was to try and help DJ be quick, but we should probably duplicate this here as well. And then the idea is we take DJ off doing all of this stuff, and DJ is going to be Mr. Hauler and Crafter. Simple as that. We could get him to Warden as well. He's got half decent socials. Beat them or execute them. And then we want someone else kind of taking his place as the Crafter. And I think Sean should be the one that's the priority on that. It's a shame because he's got half decent skills in smithing and tailoring, but he's also probably more useful in that role. And then we could maybe... Archangel's really not doing a huge amount. Maybe have Smith and Tailor on there as well. Not that we're doing anything Smith-wise, but that's fine. Who's the other person that's got a high hauling? Tip. That's kind of... Tip and Stu B have got high hauling, which makes sense. There's something to do when they're not doing the other stuff. The only thing we don't have is perhaps, and perhaps not, perhaps like that so that they mine first. So Stu's our primary miner if he's not growing, for the time being. Cargo pods, anything interesting? Is it going to be meat? It's meat. All they want to do is just rain meat on me. I've got meat, guys. Look, I've got loads of different types of meat, and it's in a area that's like minus 16 during the day and minus 30 at night. It's not going to be a problem. Affection in the right hand. Lynx is going to be ruined. There's only minor infections, but yeah, I somehow don't see these prisoners coming out of this particularly well. I suppose there is the advantage that all of this will be ever so slowly, not ever so slowly, quite quickly leveling up Tip's medicine. So we now have a pretty damn good planet-class master doctor on board just because we've been caring for people that are admittedly using up our food, but that doesn't seem to be much of an issue. God, yes. Everyone in there is in trouble. Was there someone specific we wanted to keep? It was Cody. Who was it? It was Lynx we really wanted to keep, so it's too late to worry about that. We'll just try and save them, and if we can't, we can't. Oh God, these guys are screwed. We also need to go and do a bit of mining by the looks of things. We are running very low on steel. Is there any more mining that can be done in a sensible location near the base, or are we going to start stretching for steel? Yeah, we are, aren't we? Got one of those sneaky rooms down here. Don't think we're quite ready for that. That plasteel. It is plasteel. Really don't need any plasteel quite yet, but it'd be good to know that we've got a source really close for the turrets when we get around to building plasteel turrets. Not going to worry about that quite yet. And it looks like this stuff down here really is the closest. And my colour blindness is not telling me whether or not this is steel or plasteel, but we're going to mine it anyway, and then I'm going to check afterwards. It is steel, good. Should really have got that vein miner mod that, who was it? I think it might have been Woozle recommended, but I completely forgot. Okay, and let's speed things up a little bit here. The temperature, the power is still not quite right. These are just missing work, so that's fine. That means that we'll have the power sorted today. We're not going to have any issues from now on, because it was so borderline. So that's fine. Don't think we need any more batteries, because they're only something that's liable to catch on fire anyway, as long as we last through the night. Poor mood, Archangel. Yes, you will often be in a poor mood, as I remember things. Psychically sensitive? Oh, maybe not. Not so much. Move speed is always good. I don't know why you're in a bad mood then. Frayed apparel? Tattered apparel, even. Feeling terrible. They shouldn't have any issues with tattered apparel, surely, because we've got clothes. Or are they all rubbish? No, there's some stuff in there. So what's tattered? The armor vest. Well, just drop it then. There you go. Now go about your business. I imagine, therefore, that the outfits... That's interesting. So I'm going to have to take them off manually for them? Has anyone got any of this turned off? Yeah, some people have, some people haven't. Interesting. Ah, this is why. This is why. Forgot to set their outfits. Simple as. That's certainly not going to have been helping things with Archangel's issues, but at the same time, joy deprived. I mean, are we not in a position where they all have a joy time each day anyway? Maybe that got interrupted for Archangel. Maybe that was during what? I don't know. During something. Where are you going? You're going all up the way up there to get what? Granite chunks. Is there really no granite any closer? We used all of the granite nearby. Crazy. Poor mood, poor mood. Well, that to me looks like a whole bunch of granite. This is going to be scary ancient structure. I don't know why I keep pausing it when I'm doing things like looking at the structures. That's not necessary. Not necessary at all. So okay, we've almost done everything I set for them to build, so it's probably time to get the further structure on the go as well. So, oh, interesting. This will be the first time we see what this is like internally once this is closed up. So no, actually, I'm not going to build any more. I'm going to watch this really closely, because this will be the first potential time where we nuke our colonists by sealing in a geothermal generator. So one of the things I also want to do quite high priority is make sure that these doors are ready to stay open, or at the very least we're ready to open, well, maybe these doors as well. This is one of the hairy moments. Could set fire to in here. At least it's only in there at the moment that's going to be a problem. DJ doing long range hauling jobs now. Perhaps still not ideal. I think maybe we should have DJ with a higher priority on cleaning than hauling. I mean, he's more inclined to hang around the base as well, which I think is probably a good idea for him. We're not going to finish that wall today. Colonist needs treatment. Tip. What's happening? What's happening? Oh, God. There's a fight going down in there. Where is Tip? Tip is in there. Tip's getting beaten up. Well, do you want to run away? And then, where's Jen? Jen, I have requirements for your sword hand. Get yourself down here. Yo, buddy. Chill your bones. Right, do we have anyone that can treat Tip? Sean. Those things? 11. I mean, we've got a pretty decent backup, Doctor. Pretty decent backup, Doctor. Sean, where are you at? You are taking down a wall down there. No, let's have you go and treat Tip, please. And Tip's wounds are just bruising, so that's fine. Let's not worry about using the meds for that. Hopefully we will get the Zerigum under control and actually have some of that available. Got more over there. It would be nice to have the herbal meds finally, because we're quite clearly using them more than, or using them up quicker than we're actually making new ones. Obviously because of the heating issue in here, but have that sorted soon. So much hauling needs to be done. In fact, that stuff isn't set to be hauled. Get rid of the stuff blocking the corridors. Come on. Cody is severely ill. Yes, well, that's not that surprising. And we're going to treat him again. Partly for the wounds that we dealt to him, because he went nuts. Lots of bruises. He did get a single cut from the longsword. That's all it took to take him down. That's it. If they die, they die. If they don't die, they don't die. It's fine. Go on, someone get up here and do this. I know it's lack of granite. No, it's not lack of granite blocks. We've got 80. So it is lack of high priority constructors. No, Sean should be doing that above everything else. And then next up we got very little mining. Oh, we have got mining marked down the bottom, so maybe Jack's mining, but Sean should be doing constructory sort of stuff. Where are you at? And yet Sean's the one that's deconstructing that stuff down there. I suppose deconstruct, construct, arguably the same sort of thing. And now he's going to go and eat, and you kind of need a way in and out of this side of the base some point soon. They've got this one, I suppose, but maybe a bit clunky. At that point we've got a big bait. Right, now we're at the point where we watch. Oh, look at the speed that's going up. Right. Hold. Oh, this might actually be... This could be a massive error, and you guys have been very clear about not doing this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Indoors. Oh, indoors is kind of... It's interesting. It's vaguely controlled, actually. Indoors in here is 6. It's kind of spiky every time it vents, but noticeably, sorry DJ, noticeably it's not spiky to the point where it's, because this is all indoors, it is sealed. But it's not spiky to the point where it's kind of dangerous, if you know what I mean. We're going to have to keep watching this pretty closely. But for the time being, I'm going to deconstruct those doors there. And I guess we can also deconstruct those ones down there now as well. And keep a real damn close eye on exactly what's going on in here. Now it's got... Because this will give it a much bigger area to try and heat as well. That'll sort of contain the spikiness. Getting reasonably warm during the day. Of course, we've still got all these heaters on as well, so there is the opportunity to potentially be turning those off too, but I'm not wanting to charge ahead too quickly. Maybe in the interests of safety, we'll toggle that one and get DJ to do it immediately. Keep watching, keep watching. This is the middle of the day, but it's in the middle of winter. So we've also got to take into account that in the summer this has to be stable as well. So it'll probably be the case that you balance things out for the summer, if this is balanceable at all, and then in the winter you have heaters running as well. Outdoors -14, indoors nowhere looking ridiculously hot. This should be venting nicely through. Sort of not as far through as you'd expect down here, but that's kind of fine. I think if you give this a big enough area, it'll be controllable. It'll just down. So hey again, guys. With the new PC, apparently if I accidentally click off the screen like I used to do back in Alpha 9 series quite a lot, it crashes the game. So fortunately, the autosave was just like a few moments ago when I was, this was just before I'd started to look at placing down more structure, but looks like we don't have to pick up from much. I didn't want to, obviously I want to start from within this standard game still because we don't want to do any of those restarting. And this has been an alright episode, I think, so far. Where's my plants? I want to get rid of these plants in here, they're ugly now. Do not need all this, it's just making it look horrible and cluttered. That's a bit better. There's a tree indoors. Think we can get rid of that? So, vaguely controllable is the overall opinion of this, so far at least. Now, I think the next step is obviously going to be, let's extend these walls out to where they're supposed to be, remembering, of course, that this one is wrong. That needs to be moved down to there. And this needs to come over like that. Yes. And let's try and get this whole thing sort of sealed up then. Obviously, we need to put our exit on this side too, so granite auto door seems unnecessary, but and then we can get a proper judge of what it's like with both of the geothermals, but in an area this size plus the internal bits as well. And that should give us an idea of how controllable this entire thing is and whether or not we're about to blow ourselves up. For all intents and purposes, it looks pretty good so far. It's clearly spiking every time the thing actually vents, and then it'll drop a little bit, and then when it vents again, it'll go up. Whether this continues to grow is obviously a question. But already it's looking, look, it's already looking a lot more stable than it was. It does seem, though, to be going upwards relatively stably. So, I mean, we do have heaters running still. This one, well, no, we don't have heaters running still. I had not yet designated toggle power on that. That was the point where we're at. Let's do a couple, because it's nice and warm in here now. Let's turn a couple off. This will ease our power problems as well, which would be great. Inside here, still 17. Still not looking too spiky. Bedrooms are a bit colder. Maybe the vents are not perfectly efficient, perhaps. Maybe it takes a little while for the vents to sort of spread the heat across. Maybe that's it. Don't know. This area is still pretty cold, but that's because that's not really technically an area. It just got sealed off for the warg purposes. And that's given whoever it is that's now doing the crafting, that's doing it way more efficiently than DJ was. Sorry, DJ. Means that we've got tons of granite to be getting on with this. So let's speed things up. Keeping an eye on the temperature for the time being. I think this will be a relatively nice balance point. Crops are potentially going to finish. Looks like we did lose a couple of our prisoners. I don't know how I didn't know. Did I not notice them dead in the previous one? Or have they just gone AWOL during or since that save? Don't know. They were screwed anyway. Multiple infections. I am not surprised in the slightest that that was the result. We knew it was coming. We weren't wasting meds on them. Worst case scenario, we wasted a bit of food on them, of which we have plenty still, despite the heating issues we've been experiencing is the word. Cool, so indoors, it's getting cold, but we're coming around, this is middle of winter now. This is as cold as it's going to get. So I still think there's a potential for maybe these two heaters being the ones we want, and these two needing just deconstructing. Of course, once we've connected the whole thing up. Do also need to keep an eye on this because they're doing it so quickly now that we might as well also cancel. Not that deconstruct. We might as well also get rid of this line here. That's not keeping anything sealed in at the moment, so we can wait for that to be built and give us a few more granite blocks as well. Temperature inside still looking stable. It's getting a little colder. The other thing we can do, these can be deconstructed. They're not there for any purpose currently. Probably start getting rid of some of the trees in the base as well. That might be an idea, just in case it does get hot. Having a whole bunch of wood around inside the base, probably not ideal. Any more actually internal? Oh yeah, plenty. Cool, we'll worry about getting rid of all these random stuff as well at some point, but for now we're just focusing on whether or not this is a viable heating method or whether or not this is an enormous error. So when this hooks up, it's going to have a really large area already to work with. But we will want to be vaguely aware of opening these up, getting rid of those, and then being ready to open some of these doors if there's an issue. If it starts to really rocket in temperature. Again, could be the mistake of my life. This could potentially today be the end of this season on episode, was this 7? But from what we've seen with this first one, I actually think this might be a nice contribution to our heating without being completely uncontrollable. From what I've seen so far. And it also helps to keep, obviously, this stuff nicely contained within the base. Okay, this is all going very quickly, so keep an eye out. Still got some holes up here for the time being. Of course, all those granite blocks came from the fact we just tore down that wall. That makes a lot more sense. Is this a granite wall as well? No? That would have been a bit convenient, wouldn't it? What about out here? We got any lurking granite kicking around? A steel wall there, eh? Interesting. There is some granite around, obviously. But I'd rather not have to cut it out. I'd rather grab some if there's some just lurking. But it does not appear like there is. What about you? Tiny little granite wall? No, no tiny little granite wall. Tiny little granite wall, hooray. That's fine. And then, yeah. Again, we'll worry about mining it as we get further down the line. That should be enough granite to completely finish off what we're looking at doing here on top of the bits we've got already. So that should be fine. Just keep an eye on what's going on. Yeah, temperature all seems stable. If anything, temperature looks like it's a bit cold. It's not maintained. It's getting into the sort of area where I'm thinking about turning on one of these heaters again, because we do not want to lose the plants. They're all growing at 100% at the moment, which is fine. Well, not even fine. Oh no, they're not growing at 100%. What am I talking about? Now, I guess that's got to be temperature related. So at the moment, we actually want another one of these on. Hey, Gizmo. The biologist. You someone we want? Whoa. Whoa, hello. Psychically hypersensitive nudist. Incapable of cooking, firefighting, and cleaning. But do we want to piss off Blacksmith Stream? Oh, he's got a bad back. How old is he? 55. That's why he's so good. You see, I'm getting wary of the old guys now. I'm not sure. Do we want... He's got a stab scar on his neck. Not sure that makes a huge difference. I mean, that's some serious skills. But if we get psychosensitivity, he's going to break. The nudist means he's going to be angry all the time. And, I mean, this is not a big deal. Cleaning, firefighting, meh. Not when he's this good at everything else. Tricky. Might have to steal Gizmo. And Jen will be the one. Oh, he's not on his own. Okay, that does change things a bit. No, let's not steal Gizmo then. If he was here on his own, I would have had a shot, but he's not. He was here with 3 friends, and while they're very good, that means we will piss them off even worse than we were before. So, no. That's now indoors. That's not very helpful. I think we need to designate this as a no roof area, thank you. It's kind of solar panels in there, guys. Thank you. Okay, so this is not quite. It's very, very soon to be sealed in. Lots of wood lurking about the place, but yeah, this episode apparently has become purely focused on one task and one task only. We are going to get the base sealed over. Cool, I'm down with that. Exotic goods trader, where is Tip? Go, go, go. While we keep watching this, 12 degrees. There's a steady heat loss at the moment, which gives me hope. Gives me hope. Right, we've got stuff to sell, stuff to get rid of. Button down shirt shoddy, no, not when we've got tailoring going on, that's fine. No, get rid of rubber sheet Kevlar. 52 shoddy, 66. I mean, don't worry about the shoddy so much at the moment, we're not making that great stuff, but anything that's this low needs getting rid of. Then you've got lots of crazy priced Glitter World medicine, considerably cheaper, notice, because we're using tip this time. We've saved ourselves $14 per. But you have none of this stuff that I'm interested in. Ever so expensive power armor stuff. We could buy a TV. They are constantly complaining about being joy deprived. Yeah, let's get TV. Interesting place to drop it. Where do we put the TV? We don't put the TV anywhere yet because we don't have a communal area. They can be taken apart and put somewhere else, I suppose. So we could, for the time being, stick the TV like in the kitchen, maybe. Yeah, why not? Why not? Right. This is getting closer and closer to being indoors. This is all maintaining temperature very nicely. We're about to get our first harvest finally. At least on some of this stuff. It looks like the medicine's quite a long way off, but tiny bit left to go. We probably do have the granite for it, so it is just a case of waiting for them to finish those last bits off. So much stuff still kicking around in the way because I know I don't have a proper dumping zone set at the moment. That's why none of this hauling is getting done. Let's do that now, just it's about time. The part of the issue with setting a dumping zone, of course, is where to put it that it's not going to give the enemy somewhere. So I guess down here on the outskirts for now, I should do. I should perhaps have put it, yeah, in fact, I've got a better idea. Because this is on one of the sides that we don't have an entrance / exit, let's put the dumping stockpile in the water. Although, do they put? They still put corpses on by default. Yeah, no corpses, thank you, in my dumping stockpile. If they're an animal, we're going to eat them, and if they're not, we don't want them in there. We want them in a grave until we can burn them. Of course, that does use power. I hadn't considered that. Oh, this has become an indoor area now. No roof area, please, around here. Obviously, these will have to be tweaked a bit later, but for the time being, let's get the solar power back. Okay, 2 more blocks to go. The door is done. The insides are looking okay on both sides for the time being. Jack be flipping with the blocks for one of them. Blocks for both of them. Right, there we go. That's triggered it. Indoors 11, 10, -9. Let's go and deconstruct those now. Got anyone that I can make do it immediately? Yep. Let's get Jack be flipping to go and do that straight away, please. And the other one. Oh, hang on. Damn it. Damn it! I'm being too cautious with this. I haven't given it enough time to warm up in here. It's going to, but just because we got that cold has killed off a whole bunch of the crops. Some of them survived, which I find that very interesting. How come we've got power issues? Oh, there's a solar flare. Does a solar flare knock out batteries then? Oh, of course, no, it's not an eclipse. It's a solar flare. Read the words. Which, of course, that is going to kill off all of our plants. Solar flares are going to be a real killer for this particular colony. Can I get you? No, I can't. We've got plenty of food. It was the meds that we're really concerned about, and the meds have gone because they're not even close to being grown yet. But unfortunately, that's not something we can sort out. I don't think it is with this area. Maybe if I was really quick and built a fire in there. Who's in a good mood? Neutral. Anyone in a good mood? Temperature. Campfire. Campfire would block campfire interaction spot. Roger. And now, cannot prioritize gens on the constructor. Anyone else in a good mood? Stressed, neutral. DJ, of course, is in a good mood. Oh, he's the worst person to do it, so let's get Jack Flippin to do it instead. Jack, I need you to go and build me a campfire. ASAP. No, finish the campfire as well, please, sir. Indoors -6, -5, come on. Is that not enough campfire still? It's struggling. I think we could do over here with having, like we have on the other side. The first thing we need to do is build like that fridge freezer entrance and exit type thing. Okay, the campfires are kind of semi-rescued us for the time being. The little crops we have left are going to survive for long enough to be harvested. That's just a little bit of extra food, and it's not going to be so cold indoors that everyone completely freaks out. And partly that's because this has actually worked, guys. I know it doesn't seem likely that it would, but apparently if you do give it a big enough space, you are fine. The other thing we need to do, we've got plenty of steel, so one thing we need to start thinking about is actually doing this the whole way around, so the conduit runs around in the walls rather than anywhere else. That will keep things easier to organise and much neater, and should also, I believe, mean that they don't... Oh yeah, can't solar flare, can't call a pirate merchant, who is only going to have beer and artillery shells anyway. We know this to be true. Yeah, that's right, you stand in the door and let all the heat out. You have any idea what my father would think of you? Who actually, freakily, I found out the other day, does occasionally watch this. Which, I don't know why that bothers me, but yeah. Gather spot. So you colonists will actively gather around the campfire. How cool. We should give them a little place to gather eventually, like maybe an outdoor campfire circle to gather in. But for now, we got the power back. So can we not deconstruct? They just burn out when they burn out. Roger. Someone go and turn those off for the time being instead then, because this will probably get a bit warm. That looks like it should be done soon. How's bedrooms looking? Warm enough. Not super cold. DJ meditating a little. Sweet. And how are we doing for time? Because this feels about right. About right time for the storyteller to throw something at us, and about right time for the episode to end. So I suspect I'm going to give it a couple of minutes, maybe until how long have the fires got? 2 days, 23 hours. Okay, ignore me. Maybe not until they break up. I give it a tiny bit longer. Let them sow the new plants, etc. Got a bit of cotton even. Slightly annoying that you can't break those down again afterwards, but I suppose that's one of the intrinsic parts about using those, isn't it? Ooh, and this can now be deconstructed as well. So we've got a nice contiguous way the whole way around inside now, which is very cool. Happy with that. Looks like the power I put down has already been run round to some of the area it released. Is there some reason why power along there is not allowed? Did I not put it down there, or is it being built? Or yeah, it's probably got materials and so is in the process of being built rather than anything else. I know this perhaps seems a little unnecessary, but let's get a bit OCD with this. Why the hell not? The one thing we do have to take into account, I just realised, of course, this is not made out of the right stuff. So we're going to have to replace that wall internally with something more sensible as well. So, I mean, that block, I don't think removing that block will actually expose us to outside. I'm going to give this a try, because I don't believe it will. So, thank you. Yeah, this is still marked as indoors quality, so that means we can actually deconstruct this whole thing here and just replace that wall with a granite one like it should be. Unroofed, cold outside, indoors, ice and toasty. Warm. Warm, but not furnace. Indoors -6 in the fridge, that all works. Cool. Well, it's evident the storyteller is not about to throw something at me to make things interesting, so I guess this is a good enough place as any to leave it. We have had some progress today. Look at that, the base is starting to look like a base, and you can start to get an idea of what the center area is going to look like, with like this lower portion here as a growing zone that's actually still roofed up, and this upper portion is an outside zone for our solar panels and any outside activities. And then outside the big main walls will probably end up being a second layer of walls, because we'll need more space eventually. But that'll also help us sort of defend the turrets and get it so that it's a nice setup that's quite sapper resistant, even though the sapper raid today didn't seem to be too bad. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I feel like we've made some progress finally. The colony is getting somewhere and not being brutally destroyed like we have been in the last couple of episodes. So if you did like this, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It really helps me in the channel out. And otherwise, I will catch you guys next time.